This is the Wild World Podcast. Today we will discuss a mysterious cryptid feline from the Western Ghats in India. Ask the question, have apes gone too far? An attempt to draw animals based on terrible descriptions, and much more. Welcome to episode 18 of the Wild World Podcast. I'm your host Thomas from the Wild World YouTube channel, and joining me as always is my co-host Mika.
Hi everyone. We've been making these for 1 year now. It's our first birthday, so I appreciate and we appreciate everyone who's listened to us through the past year. I hope everyone gets to do something that makes them happy this month.
Absolutely. We've got a lot of fun topics today, but first, what's on your wildlife radar?
So here are just a few things I saw come up, and I've been thinking about them. Did you know that the largest Stegosaurus fossil ever found is being auctioned right now?
For about $6 million, I've heard.
Yeah, it's called Apex. It's 11 feet tall, 20 feet long. They say it could end up with a private collector or with a museum. So are you gonna make a bid?
Yeah, I might have to lowball them a bit though.
Well, I'm sure they'll feel bad for you and just give up the fossil.
Do you have a few $1 million to spare?
I will if enough people listen to this episode.
Yeah.
Also, another thing that's happening is the giant pandas are coming back to the U.S., to the D.C. Smithsonian Zoo and the San Diego Zoo.
What do you mean coming back? Where do they go?
So pandas cannot be owned. Unlike other animals, they can't be kept in perpetuity in a zoo that's not in China. China has panda rights. So every time that you see a panda in a zoo that's not in China, it's on loan. And so the pandas that were in the US had to go back home because they had a short contract. I don't know if it was 5 years or what it was, but then there was a long time where there weren't any pandas and everyone was like, well, because of relations between the US and China, we won't get any more. But we do have some more. So that means relations aren't that bad, I guess.
Okay.
And then my last thing is that the prairie dogs in my neighborhood are being extra stupid lately. They're just the other day I was driving home into my neighborhood and I saw all the prairie dogs staring at me with their hands up in prayer mode as if they were hyping up their friend. And I was like, what's going on here? And this is really sad, but then I felt a bump underneath my car.
You murderer.
And it was my back wheel. I think it just ran under my back wheel, which is that's the stupidest thing an animal has ever done around me. Usually they run in front of my front wheels where I can see them. Yeah. So they were just all watching their friend. They were like, oh yeah, man, yeah, across the road. And I think I killed him. It was really upsetting for me. But then I kept driving and there were several other dead ones on the road. I don't know why they chose that day. I don't know what got into them. So yeah. It's stupid prairie dog summer. How about you? Have you seen
Prairie dogs out? I don't know. So let's just get to the monster of the week, I guess, and jump right into Cryptid Court.
Okay. So I think today we should debate. I can be pro and you can be against if you want.
Sure. Okay.
So imagine you are walking in a sort of, not a jungle, but imagine an Indian tea plantation sort of place. There's rolling hills that go into tall mountains and not very many people around. It's really green and it's a nice crisp air. And then you see something dark, a shadow in the distance. In a flash, it's gone. Whoa. That is what we're talking about today. It's called the Pogayan.
I looked up a video. Apparently it's in some video games and people say it differently, but I don't know.
That was most of the sources I could find were wikis about video games, which wasn't helpful. So the Pogayan, apparently that word means the cat that comes and goes like the mist, or it implies that with that word. It's also called the Nai Sirutai, the dog leopard. Yeah, so have you heard of this before?
No, I'd never heard of it before. I looked it up in the Carl Schuker book, Mystery Cats of the World, which is kind of like the Bible for cryptid cats. And there is a piece on it, but it's only like two and a half pages.
Well, I was reading that it wasn't even featured in his book, so that's interesting.
In his book?
Yeah.
Well, I have the updated version. Maybe it wasn't in his original version.
Oh. Yes, so this animal is supposed to be from Kerala in Tamil Nadu, which is the southern tip of India. These are high-altitude grasslands, also known as the Western Ghats. So, again, there are lots of plantations here, like tea plantations. It's sort of tranquil part of India. The animal is described as being big, with a long tail, rounded ears. It's darkish gray. It's longer than a dog, and it has a bigger, longer face than a dog. It has a dog-like face, but a cat-like body. So that's what I could find about it.
Yeah. Wasn't the first sighting or first written sighting by, is it Sandesh Kadur in the 20th century?
Yes. So he is a wildlife film producer. He's actually quite successful. He's worked for Planet Earth and stuff like that. He was, I guess, leading or being led by a group of tribespeople making a documentary, and he saw it in the Anamudi grasslands, but he wasn't able to photograph it before it disappeared. Apparently, it was first seen in some paintings, some British people's paintings in the, before then, but I don't know if that counts as a sighting, because anyone can paint anything, as you will see later. But
that's a very good point about cryptids in general and aliens and ghosts.
Right, because people write sci-fi. That doesn't mean that they saw aliens, right?
Yeah, and it's not like we invented imagination this century and people living in caves couldn't imagine anything.
Right, not that the British people were living in caves, the ones who painted this creature, but...
No, I'm just talking in general, ancient alien theories. I don't know why I talked about aliens, I'm sorry.
Anyway, so then after he saw this creature, Sandesh Kadur tried to capture it with a camera trap, and he was not successful. So that's about the extent of the sightings. It isn't mentioned in other literature. Like I said, the source I read said it wasn't even in that guy's book.
Carl Schuker?
Yes, his book.
Dr. Carl Schuker, yeah. So there on the Cryptid Wiki, there's a photo. It says alleged photo, but it doesn't say who took it or when, and it looks like a cat in a zoo.
Right? That's what I'm saying. There's nothing on this cat. I know I'm supposed to be pro, but... Sorry?
So that photo is probably, we agree, is probably just a hoax or...
Well, just someone put it on because they needed a placeholder in the picture area. I don't know.
Yeah, all the comments are what? Just get rid of that photo. It shouldn't be there.
I was trying to get more information about this because, again, I am pro this creature. I found a few links to Sandesh Kadur's blog, but when I clicked on the link, it was this website doesn't exist, which was crazy. I was like, whoa, I feel like I'm in a Twilight Zone episode. But then I found his current updated blog. I couldn't find any mention of this creature that he says he saw. The only mention I was able to see was in the plot of his children's book, The Cat in the Gat. Here's the description of the plot. Uncle Sandy is hunting far and wide to snap pictures of the slyest, slimiest, teeniest, and rarest animals in Western Ghats. He's particularly itching to find an elusive, mysterious cat which he encountered on his first visit to these mountain forests, teeming with plant and animal life. So he made a children's book about it, but he hasn't featured it, as far as I can tell, in any of his other sections on his website. So my theory, as someone who is supporting the existence of the Pogeon, is that he doesn't have enough evidence right now, and it's sort of embarrassing for him as a world-class wildlife photographer and filmmaker. He doesn't want to seem like a hokey pseudoscientist, so he's not featuring it, but he still wants to talk about it, which is why he wrote the book. And he might feature it one day when he is able to get a picture.
I don't know. This all seems very suspicious to me.
Let me see when the book was published. The Cat in the Gat was... How do I figure out when it was? Oh, I tried to click order now to buy his book and it did not work. I got sent on an infinite loop error page. Not looking good. It's so interesting how hard it is to find this book. I feel like I'm an investigative journalist. Oh, okay, I found the full text of it. And it is just a PDF with no publication data. Oh wait, no, here it is. It was published, looks like, in 2014.
Okay.
And do we have a date for the first sighting?
I thought it said the 20th century, so I thought at least more than 20 years ago.
Yeah, it feels like it was not that recent. So I think he wrote it afterwards.
But what about this other guy who came in and tried to...
Which guy's that? See it as him taking all the credit. He's a scientist, a biologist. He just says he's the only person who has studied it, which I don't know how he studied it if there have been no other sightings. Maybe he has a sighting.
Thomas, sorry. No.
Yeah, Dijo. Yeah, he has given it a scientific name, Nilagiri kaduva. No, wait, sorry, that's the other animal he discovered is Nilagiri kaduva. And he says the Pogeyan is the same family called Nilagiri chervan. Here is what he says his studies have found about the animal. It hunts by imitating a dog bark, baiting a dog to attack, and then killing and eating the dog alone. It's a solitary hunter. But I could not find anything about that study. So there are some pictures of Nilagiri kaduva, which is a tiger-like creature. Dijo Thomas does exist. He has an X account. Okay, so don't be trying to say he's fake.
No, I'm just saying, like, a lot of these stories...
There's something that says, if the Nilagiri tiger exists, why isn't there a single photograph? And I'm going to guess the answer is, it's hard to photograph things, which is true. I also don't have Twitter, so, like, I can't even read this thread. Or maybe I can. There's real CCTV footage. Dijo Thomas made this little infographic. I request the support of the international community for the conservation of the rarest and important species Nilagiri tiger, discovered and scientifically proved by me. It has his name. It has ancestor of tiger written down. It says still alive in India. I'll send you this. So this is proof that Dijo Thomas is a real guy. Is he a real scientist? Unclear.
Were you sending this Facebook?
It was on Twitter. Dijo Thomas. Yeah, he has a website at djothomas.com. Oh, it won't let me open it, so that's not a good sign. He has a YouTube channel as well. He also has djothomas.org and wildlifescientist.com /djothomas. And an Instagram. So if you go to the link, wildlifescientist.com /djothomas.htm, it has a very poorly graphic designed website about Dijo Thomas.
I'm just some of the things I'm seeing. I guess he did something about the chupacabra, or he has opinions on that.
He's an environmental activist. He travels all over South India. He has done numerous censuses from his college days. He's cooperating with various nature clubs, farmer groups, other conservation groups and stuff like that. He takes classes and he educates local people. It also says he's a defense analyst, one of the top 3 senior-most defense analysts in India. He is for a strong India with strong armed forces, unlike other activists. He's also a foreign affairs analyst, a political analyst. There's a picture of him at a conference. That's like a real picture, so that's good. He designs 3 new types of ships for the Indian Navy, which no other navy in the world has. He's a web designer. Well, that I can clearly see it's not. I mean, the website is just not very good. I'm sorry to Dijo Thomas, but he has all these other things going on, so I can understand. He's also a mystic philosopher. Yes?
I'm more interested in Dijo Thomas than I am the cryptid now.
No, I for real, like, when I'm reading this website, it's very interesting. He's saying that elephants can read the mind of human beings. He's been following wild elephants for more than 15 years. Oh, we can email him at djothomas He has a Gmail account. Okay, so I don't think he has a PhD. He is clearly very... Right, exactly. So that's not saying anything. It's unclear even what his major is, if he has a college degree. And I just don't see any links to, like...
You said he proved whatever that other thing was? Apparently he's already also proved that the chupacabra is real.
Oh.
So...
here is his article or something from September 2019 about proving that the Nilgiri charivan is real, or at least declaring it as a new species. So it says, if you go to Oti or Uti and ask anyone about Nai Sirutai, they will immediately tell you all about what it is. Many, including children, have seen it all over Nilgiris. They will tell you that Nai Sirutai comes in the night to catch their dogs, but it also looks almost like a dog, but a little different. What is it? Is it Nilgiri Kaduva? The tiger? The answer is no. Everyone there knows about it.
Sorry, I'm just fascinated by this guy.
If you've seen it, please message me. I will message you back. The largest circulating newspaper in Tamil Nadu reports on the Nilgiri charivan on 21st September 2019. It has a slanted body like a German Shepherd, which is bad because German Shepherds have been inbred to get that look. So if a wild animal has that look, that's not a good thing. However, it's a mix of gray and light brown and pale yellow. Some people might say it looks like black and white. And now that is interesting because I was reading that one thing that could explain the Pogoyan is a special morph of a leopard. There's one called like Snowflake or something. I forgot exactly what it's called. But it looks sort of like lace, like it's a black background and like white spotting all over. That could sort of look like mist, like a smoky gray. And it is black and white. So that description sort of tracks with a sort of mutated leopard. And then this animal's main prey, again, is dogs. He estimates, this is interesting. He estimates the largest population occurs in Oti and Nilgiris. He says there are about 10 to 15. So,
not very many.
What do you know? Yes. If you have 10 to 15 animals, that is it's not a realistic number.
Yeah.
Right?
It's much lower than the MVP.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be pro. I haven't really heard anything very convincing about this thing being real.
Well, I'm not going to say I think that he has done a lot of good scientific work on this topic, but I would say there are some images here, clips from newspapers. I will agree that there's probably some leopards in this area, melanistic leopards. Even I watched a clip of one of the documentaries made by Sandesh Kadur, and it mentions that Shere Khan and Bagheera live in the Western Ghats. Bagheera is basically the Pogoyan, like a black leopard, right?
Okay. But I mean, a melanistic leopard isn't a cryptid, though. It's a known and studied animal.
Well, it would be easier to be pro if I had better information about this creature. However, here's a positive point, I will say. This is a dense and underdescribed area. In 2003, that's quite recent, a new species, the purple frog, was found there. There have been many species found there recently. Who knows what else could be there? It's not very many people, and it's hard to get to. Camera traps often don't work for many creatures to find them. So if everyone in an area says that something is there, and it's sort of hard to get there and not many people have studied it, why not? Why wouldn't it be real? I mean, why shouldn't it be real?
I just think the burden of proof lies on the people making the claim. I will say, though, like being like a small population of leopards that are a little different for whatever reason, doesn't sound too ridiculous. Like
Mm-hmm.
every few years there's like some genetic study that's like, oh, there's actually this many species of this animal or this many subspecies, because they didn't do any genetic testing.
Right.
So being like some leopards that are technically a subspecies doesn't sound too crazy to me.
Well, I will say, I think if you temper the, like if you take into account the sort of lack of expertise on wildlife biology terminology that Dejo Thomas has, let's take his claims and just reinterpret them. So he's saying there's 10 to 15, and he's saying what they look like and how they hunt. Perhaps it isn't a new species, but it is a distinct population, because it can't be a species with only 10 to 15 of them, and it doesn't seem different enough from leopards. But perhaps it's a group that has learned a different way to hunt, and they sort of look different. And the 10 to 15 does support that, because
Inbreeding.
like, yeah, there's inbreeding, and it's enough that you could see them sometimes, but it's not so much that you'd have to say, wait, how is this a species that no one has ever seen?
Yeah. And the thing about them mostly going after dogs, I know in like different cities in India, that's a big problem, that leopards go after dogs.
Mm-hmm. And it is, like I said, it's farmed areas, so there probably isn't a lot of wildlife for these creatures to eat.
Right, but maybe a lot of dogs that the farmers have.
Mm-hmm. It's really interesting. Like, there's a really big deep dive. There's not a lot on the creature, but then there is a lot on this guy's website. So it's just something to think about. I'm looking at the pictures in Sandesh Kadur's children's book right now. There's a quote, it says, "On his first expedition to the Western Ghats, he had his first encounter with a mysterious cat. Uncle Sandy has been on its trail ever since, hoping to click a picture of it for evidence." It's very good. He went to watering holes. He saw a tiger there. The tiger did not tell him where the creature was. He saw elephants. He saw deer. He saw a monkey. He saw a frog. Then he saw that the forests are getting cut down, and it looks like there's not a lot of places left for the cat to hide. Then he encounters someone who lives in the area, a local tribesman. He says, "Where can I find the special cat I'm looking for? I've seen it only once before." "Are you talking about Pogayan?" he said. "The cat that comes and goes as the mist. Are you referring to that elusive cat that exists?" He says, "Aha, I've seen the cat over there all of 3 times in close-up." He pointed to the mountains. So he went up and he set up his camera traps in the mountains, and he did see them, which I didn't know. I mean, maybe this is fictional, like what he hopes happened, because I thought that he never found it on the camera traps. Oh yeah, it says it was a dream. He prayed his dream would come true. Hope he finds his gray cat soon. Don't you? And he's still looking for Pogayan. That's what it says on the epilogue. So I will say that Dejo Thomas sounds like an interesting fellow. It's hard to say how much of what he says is true, but Sandesh Kadur, like, why would we not believe him? If he's saying he saw something and he's seen a lot of animals in his job as a wildlife photographer, and he keeps looking for it, why don't we, like, go along on the journey and believe him that there's something out there?
Could be something out there.
Could be something out there.
A completely new animal, though.
Well, I would really like if Sandesh or Dejo would reach out to us. That would be really awesome.
Sure.
We could even interview them on this podcast.
Maybe.
That can be one of the calls we make if we get to, what was it,
cold
10K?
Call them?
Well,
Did you see the cat or not?
Put them on a conference call with each other. They probably hate each other.
Yeah, they're rivals for some reason.
I mean, they would be, because one of the guys has never seen it, and I don't think so, and he has a scientific name for it. And the other guy has seen it, but he hasn't claimed that it's a new species at all, so they probably clash all the time. It's probably like, oh, that hack, and the other guy's probably like, oh, that, he's not a dreamer, you know?
Yeah. So all those famous rival movies, like Ford versus Ferrari, or like The Prestige or something.
Tesla versus Edison.
Sorry?
Tesla versus Edison.
Yeah. We need.
Yeah,
I've already. What's her name? Dijo and
some
Sam. Was
dash.
it?
Sandy versus Dijo.
Yeah.
It does sound good.
You know, that actually I would think would be interesting though. Imagine the setting in this rural Indian
Yeah,
tea farm, and like
it sounds
throughout
amazing.
throughout the movie you're not even sure if it's real, and there's a few little like glimpses here and there.
I'd like to go there to the
Yeah, me
southern
too.
India highlands and like just walk around and then see if we can find them. Sandy and Dijo. Dijo would probably love to see us.
I like the way we're like there. We don't even find the animal. We just like we look behind a bush and we see like Dijo. Like it's me.
Updating his website from his phone.
Yeah. Okay, we move on to news.
Yeah, sure. So the first news story I have, it's about this creature that is sort of hard to find. So what do you think has been called the hardest of all animals to find in Australia? You probably
Okay, I was
already
about
read
to say
this, so.
snow leopard until you said Australia. I'm gonna stick with my answer and say snow leopard.
No. It's
Really?
actually
That's
in
easy to find in
Australia.
Australia?
An animal that is there but is hard to find is the northern marsupial mole or cockaratul. It's sort of it's very small. It's a mole and it's blind. It's like a sandy color, like picture a golden hamster.
Okay.
And they live beneath the sand. They swim like sandworms, like in the movie. And we don't know a lot about them. We only know basically stuff that we've heard from Indigenous rangers who have been in Australia much longer than, most people in the world.
Right.
So people can spend their whole lives studying the creature and never see it, which is sort of crazy. They are afraid of a lot of things. They have a good sense of smell. Yeah. Do you think you'd like to see one of these things?
Yeah.
They live in the desert. Looks like the Great Sandy Desert near Perth. Or, no, not near Perth. 1,000 miles northeast of Perth. So sort of central, northern central. The Western Desert of Australia. There it is.
Cool.
So they're not everywhere. And Australia's big. The Western Desert is probably big. You'd have to spend a lot of time swimming under the sand to find one, I think.
That sounds tough.
And
Sounds
so
like the type
basically
of-
they can't tell how many there are. They want to know how many there are for scientific reasons. They can't figure it out.
So how rare are any in like captivity, even in like a lab or something? Or no?
Doesn't look like it. Looks like people just go out into the countryside as kids and find them. You can't go to the zoo and see one.
Huh.
Let me just check though. No, I can't see any zoos that have it. I could be wrong though. Do you have any news to share?
Do you ever think that apes have gone too far?
All the time.
And by apes, I mean humans.
Yes.
The real Planet of the Apes is happening right now. No, I was actually going to ask, did you see about that male Sumatran orangutan?
Mm-mm.
So there was this orangutan named Rakus who lived in the wild in Indonesia, and unfortunately he got some kind of an injury to his face. I'm not sure how, but it looked like literally a piece of flesh was just like ripped out. But what do you think he did afterwards, after he got his revenge?
Wait, what? He got an injury to his face and then he got his revenge?
I don't know if he actually got revenge, but what do you think he did after he got injured?
Wait, who injured him?
I don't know. It might have just been like a random injury from like foraging or something.
Okay, so you're saying he got an injury and then you're saying he got revenge, and now you want me to guess what he did after he got revenge on the unknown creature that hurt him?
Yeah.
And I have to guess that?
The revenge thing is just a bit of a joke. I don't know if he actually did that.
Okay, so you want me to guess what he did after he got his face hurt.
Yeah.
He used makeup to make himself look beautiful again. I don't know.
You're on the right.
Like mud.
Well, first, he chewed up some plant and used it as a medicine on his face.
Oh.
And then I think he got some more plant that could make a rubbery substance to cover the wound.
That's cool.
And there's a before and after picture. In like a few weeks, he was completely healed. He healed himself, yeah.
Does he have a name?
Yeah, Raucus. Oh, because it sounds a bit like Arrakis.
Okay. We don't have to talk about Dune all the time.
You're the one who brought it up at the malls.
That's cool that he can do that. Is he the first orangutan who's been observed doing something like that?
First one doing it in the wild, apparently. There were other ones that would rub stuff into themselves that they thought was to help keep away like parasites or help with pains. But this is the first like time in the wild it's been observed an orangutan like healing an injury or treating an injury, I should say.
Would you let Dr. Raucus treat you?
I don't know. He might threaten me and say I have to teach him how to make fire.
No.
Which I don't know how to do.
In the Jungle Book, isn't that not an orangutan? That's a
Gigantopithecus?
Yeah.
Only in the new version.
Oh. Well, it makes more sense because in that time they're making a scientific claim that there was Gigantopithecus alive then in that area compared to orangutans which have never lived in that area, right? So
Gigantopithecus was not alive in that area back then.
I'm just saying, choose your scientific accuracy. It's more likely that an animal that was there would still be there than an animal that was never there would be there. Maybe.
I don't know about that. Do you have another story you'd like to share?
Yes, I have a third story. Have you heard of Richard Ellis?
Only a little bit.
I had not heard of him at all. He was featured in the news. He's the man who made wildlife art, the poet laureate of deep sea creatures. He was an enthusiast. I don't know. He had no formal training in marine biology, conservation, painting, or writing, but he loved to do those things. In some ways, he reminds me of Dijo Thomas.
I was just about to say that. Maybe
yeah.
He inspired Dijo Thomas to look for...
Or maybe Dijo Thomas inspired him.
Yeah.
Anyway, he was a research associate at the American Museum of Natural History, and he spent his whole life traveling to find animals like giant squid and great white sharks. Actually, he was one of the first to swim with them. And he was known for his paintings of whales, his books about marine life, such as Monsters of the Sea, Tuna, A Love Story, and his life-size blue whale sculpture, which can be seen in the Museum of Natural History to this day. If I didn't say this before, he recently died. I think I forgot to say that. So there was like a feature on him. And this all started because he grew up swimming every day in the Atlantic Ocean in off Queens, which I thought was impressive in itself because that is really cold.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a cool guy.
Impressive. Yeah, it's cool to see his book on. He's written some books on sharks and stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
The Book of Whales. Well, rest in peace, Richard Ellis.
Yes, thank you for all that you've done for conservation, even though you never really got a degree in it. It's very good. Okay. Should we go on to our wild chat topic today? So I was inspired by the viral X thread of artists drawing animals they had never seen based only on descriptions in the medieval times. So I'm just going to talk about the meme a little bit. It's a Twitter X thread by Danny Dutch. And so these people were painters and they had to make illustrations of things based on like explorers who told them what they saw, but they had never seen them. So it's a secondhand account drawing. So for example, they drew an oyster and it's like a wheel with a face, an angry face. What else? Uh-oh. Now they're saying I can't keep viewing it because I don't have Twitter. That sucks. Can you describe some of them? Oh, wait. I got it on a third-party website. The rhino is actually quite good. There's a snail, which has like a dog face coming out of a cornucopia. There's a whale, which is just like a weird big fish. There's a crocodile, which is like a deer with spikes on its legs. And it's eating someone. It's just so interesting. What was going through their mind as they were trying to make these illustrations. I loved that they made such creative choices because they really had no context. They must have been very terrified or bemused that such creatures even existed. Like for the beaver one, he's probably like, what? It has a tail like what? You mean like this? And you just draw a fish. And the guy's like, yeah, sure. So today I wanted us to pretend to be explorers who had just gone out and seen an animal for the first time. And I want us to describe them to each other and then try to draw them. We will be posting the drawings on our YouTube community tab if you'd like to see them, but we'll also try to describe our drawings here as well.
Yeah, and you'll be able to see them if you're watching on YouTube. We'll put them up on the screen. So
who wants to go first?
Well,
by the way, these drawings are going to be bad. We're not good at drawing, and we're not going to take a lot of time. So,
will I go? Do you want to describe first? And I'll just record screen.
Don't look at my notes, okay? Because I'm going to unhide them.
Okay, you can see that?
Yeah. Okay, are you ready?
Yep.
Again, don't worry about quality of drawing. So, I saw this animal.
Okay.
You don't believe what I saw? It was
don't.
sitting there. It was sitting there in the dark. And it really freaked me out because it was so sneaky and silent. And its eyes were glowing at me. It has the hugest and darkest eyes I've ever seen. And it looks like the moon. Okay? Like,
wait, the eyes look like the moon?
No, like the creature looks like the moon.
What the hell?
Like if the moon was glaring at you in the dark. But it was really like fluffy and also terrifying. I felt very scared and I immediately left where I was.
Okay. Is that the full description?
Yeah. Do you have any questions about it or no?
Does it have a mouth?
Yes. Well, I mean, barely. Like, I couldn't really see a mouth.
Barely?
Because, like I said, it looked like the moon. I think at one point it did open its mouth and go, Rah! That was terrifying. Oh. That's good. Yeah, make sure it's dark, because remember, it was really dark. So you have to make the background dark.
How do I do that without? Let me see. You just can't see anything.
That's funny. Okay. What did you do?
I do this. Then I...
Okay, good. Yes. Yes, that's what it looked like. Very good.
So it looked like an evil banana.
Yeah, I would describe this as like a crescent moon with a void face with some little fluffs on it.
Okay.
So, do you want to guess what animal I was describing?
Well, from the squawk you made, I'm guessing it's like some kind of night bird, like an owl.
You don't have any better guess? So, like, more specific guess?
A barn owl?
Yeah, it's a barn owl.
Okay.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm going to try to draw this. I'm not going to draw it on my computer. I'm going to try to draw it.
Okay, I'm going to stop sharing my screen for now in case because I want to look up reference, okay?
Okay.
Okay. I'm only going to be able to do two because you ruined one of mine already.
Oh, I ruined it, huh?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'll explain after. Okay,
Okay.
tell me when you're ready.
I guess I'm ready.
Okay. I'm probably going to do this wrong, but I don't care. So, I guess I have to say it like a story.
Okay. Yeah.
Weirdly enough, this mysterious animal I saw in my friend's house, right?
Oh. Uh-huh.
In their bedroom. It was very tall as it stood on two legs.
Okay.
Very scrawny legs. It had a tail sticking out of the back.
Okay.
It had really buff shoulders, like really big shoulders, but like very scrawny like forearms.
Okay.
It had sort of a round head with small ears, small pointy ears.
It had a small head, you said, with small pointy ears?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And it was holding another animal, but we don't need to describe that. Just a small fluffy thing.
Like in its mouth or
No, in its hands.
Okay. Can you describe colors or anything?
It was sort of blue and white.
Oh, interesting. Thank you for giving the creative license here. As a medieval artist, that's what I love. Okay. Blue and white. Very good. So how did it make you feel? Were you scared?
Yes, but also
Okay.
amused.
Amused. Why was it funny? Like a clown?
I guess so. I'd be scared if I was the animal it was holding.
Oh no. Okay. All right.
Are you recording the whole drawing process?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Wow. Okay, let me just add a little bed for scale.
Yeah, it seems much taller than the bed. If that is a bed, I don't know.
Well, I can't draw a bed as I'm learning right now, so um
Come on. Come on, you can have all this dead
all right.
air.
I'll show you my drawing. Are you ready?
Yeah. You know, that's actually pretty close. It's just like from a
Really?
different angle. That's like the front view. I was looking at it from a side view. Do you
So,
want to guess what
would you
animal
like
it's
to
supposed
describe
to
my
be?
drawing? Would you like to describe my drawing first to the for the listeners?
It's a bipedal buff animal with a tiny head and a tail.
Yeah.
It sort of looks like something in...
It looks like it has the hugest biceps or angel wings, maybe.
Yeah.
And it's holding a little mouse.
Yes, a mouse, correct. Do you want
What?
to guess what animal it was supposed to be?
You know what I just realized? I wasn't filming. I was just sorry, I wasn't filming. I was just taking a picture. I'm sorry. I'm gonna do it better next time.
Anyway, do you want to guess what animal it was
I'm
supposed to
sorry.
be?
Like a mink or something?
I don't think so. I think it's supposed to be a cat.
Oh, okay.
Oh, actually, I can't show you yet because my other picture is on the same page.
I'm sorry. I'll do better next. I'll record it for sure next time. That was just yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, will I share
so-
screen again?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Do I have to change the background?
Whatever. I guess I saw it outside, if that helps. Okay.
Okay.
So I sort of saw it on a muddy bank.
I need to draw the mud, do I?
Sure. Okay. So this is the creature I saw. It has a face like a child that has been caught doing something bad, but will continue to do so when you turn away. It has no remorse, only slight disgruntlement. It is greasy and wet, and it has little human hands and a long tail like a tree root. Its body is like a fat snake.
What is that snake? It has tiny little hands.
Yeah.
What else did you say?
It has no remorse, only slight disgruntlement. It's greasy and wet.
Mm-hmm.
Its long tail like a tree trunk. Okay.
Is that it?
Yep. Well, did you make it greasy and wet?
I added another shade of blue. I don't know how else I'm supposed to make it look all greasy. Some slimy green. Oops.
Okay.
Is this a slug?
Well, first I'll describe what you drew. It has a round face and like its tail looks like kelp. And it has these tiny little stick figure hands, and it is in the shape of a slug, and it has green lines coming off of it. No, is that your guess? Is that it's a slug?
Yeah.
No, my creature is a mammal.
A seal?
Close.
A manatee?
Worse. Farther away.
An otter?
Yes, it's an otter.
Okay.
Do you like that one?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna redeem myself. I'm gonna live draw this one, so I'm sorry for everyone who was bored the last time I drew. Sorry. I'm gonna draw the next picture. Let me just set it up. Okay. Wait. Okay, I think I'm ready. I'll start videoing it now. Yep, it's going.
Okay, so I was on holiday. It was a nice, bright, sunny day.
Okay.
And I saw this very tall creature.
The other one was tall too.
This one has 4 legs, though.
Okay.
4 very long legs.
Yeah.
Its feet almost look like shoes.
Okay.
Its body is very squashed. Like, it's very tall legs, but then a very short body. It kind of doesn't have any neck. It just has this really long head. It looks very angry.
Sorry, did you say the body was short? And it
Like
has
squashed.
So it's squashed and it has no neck? What did you say?
Yeah, no neck. Just a head.
Okay. So squashed body, no neck, and just a head, right?
Yeah, just a head at the end. It does have a tail as well, but I can talk about that later.
Squashed body, head. All right.
And it has like 2 huge lower canines, almost like saber teeth, but instead of going down, they're going up.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then at the end of its face, where its nose would be, is like a tornado.
Woo!
TM.
I'm drawing a cow in it because there's a tornado, in the cow, and then there's like a little witch. Oh no, there's a little witch. Okay.
And it has just kind of a fluffy tail. Maybe not fluffy, hairy, like strands of hair coming out, reasonably long.
Okay.
And there are a couple of trees in the background that are way, way shorter than this very tall animal.
Let me get some brown for the trees. Oh, okay. Is there anything else?
Nope.
And how did this creature make you feel?
Um, it made me feel lucky.
Okay. Can you describe its expression?
Angry.
Okay. What about colors?
Sort of blacky grey.
Okay. Like all over?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I did not have black. I only had purple colored pencils.
It's fine.
So, yeah, that'll be fine. All right. Is that
Okay.
everything? Should I show
Yep.
you my picture?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, that's pretty much what I described.
Can you describe this for the listeners?
So it's looking at me. It looks like a very tall animal, almost like a boar face with huge tusks sticking out, a tiny head, and a sort of round body.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what it is?
Is it an elephant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then the last one I had was the snail, but you already said that one.
Well, you should come up with something really quick, because I think we should do 3 each.
Well, I have to look up another picture.
Yeah.
Wait, let me show
So
the
go ahead and
screen.
share your screen. Okay. So I saw this in a sort of a green area, so you can do green if you want. Its face is so intense. It is terrifying. It makes you feel like you stumbled upon a drunk man and spilled his drink on the ground. He stares at you as he thinks of what he is going to do next. It has thin, spiky devil horns poking out of its head and a huge poofy beard like a lion. Okay. The eyes are a strange light color that I've never seen before. It was lying down. The body was big and soft, with feet bigger than its head. It looked like a pile of blankets. Like, the general impression was the drunk man was sleeping in a comfy pile of blankets and is mad that you woke him up. Can you make him look more mad? He sort of looks too evil there.
More mad?
Yeah, he looks evil, not mad. Like angry. Oh, yeah, that's better. Yeah. More of a frown, for sure. Do you have any questions about this creature to help you finish your drawing?
Nope. Is it a
Okay.
goat?
No. I'm gonna describe it for everyone. It has like a pumpkin face, like a jack-o'-lantern, with these spiky little things coming out of it at the top. And it has a bunch of like weird shapes, lumpy shapes on top, and then 2 huge feet.
Yeah.
And a little nose, a little spiky nose. You don't want to guess any other guess about what it is?
Can't really think of anything else. A bull?
No, remember, it's really fluffy. Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
It's a lynx.
Oh, the horns are ears.
Yeah. Hey, don't change it.
Okay.
But good job. Okay, I'm ready to do a last one.
Yep. Okay.
I am. Hold on. Hold on while I get it set up. Okay. I'm filming now.
Okay, this creature, its expression is kind of sheepish, kind of shy.
Okay.
It has a very slender body, kind of long, slender, and it has 4 long, slender legs.
Okay.
Its ears are kind of long and tapered.
Yeah.
Maybe it's too late for this. It's sort of in an arch, so its head is a lot lower than the rest of its body.
It is too late for that. Don't worry, I've got it. I'll maybe I'll start over anyway. Okay, so its head is lower than its body. Okay.
Long, slender legs. It has a long, slender tail that droops down and rests on the floor.
Yep.
It's its back is sort of dark, but then the further down it gets sort of lighter blue.
Okay. All right.
It has a few white spots.
Okay. Those aren't really showing up. Anything else?
It has like a tuft of black hair on top of its head.
Okay.
Yep, that's it.
All right, let me just finish coloring it. What's the setting that you saw this creature in?
I don't know, it's like a pantomime or something.
It was a what?
Pantomime? A circus?
Oh. Okay. Here are the people cheering because they're at the circus. Woo! All right. Is that good? Should I show you my drawing?
Yep. Yeah. So it looks like an animal on a podium in a circus with a round head, big long donkey ears, and a blue slender body.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much what it was. Do you want to guess what animal it is?
Like a sea lion or something?
Nope. I'll just tell you. You'll never get it.
Okay.
It's supposed to be a tiger.
Why is it blue?
I have no idea.
You're looking at a picture of a blue tiger?
Blue with white spots and big donkey ears.
What? Oh,
Yeah.
you're describing a picture.
Yeah,
Someone
medieval
drew.
drawing.
Oh, because I've been describing, like, actual animals I saw.
Oh, I've had all like reference drawings.
Yeah, because I've been describing animals that I actually saw in the wild. Like, as if I saw them in the wild and I was describing them to you. Okay. Yeah, what did you think about that, about pretending to be a medieval drawer artist?
Hmm.
I'd like to know what the audience thought. If you enjoyed this segment, please let us know. We can do more stuff like that. If you hated it, please let us know.
Yep. So Q&A and memes.
Mm-hmm. So we did have an email this time from Dylan. He says, "Hello again. I wanted to chime in with a dual-purpose shout-out to Kevin Richardson, aka the Lion Whisperer. I don't necessarily have a favorite cat-centric movie, but Kevin's videos are great. If you're unfamiliar, he maintains a preserve in South Africa where he cares for abused, neglected, or otherwise at-risk animals, including some that have been seen on film. He's most famous for his unique relationships with numerous lion prides, but he also has clans of hyenas and other animals. I believe he once raised a lion cub with a small group of hyenas due to unique circumstances, but I cannot find evidence of it, and perhaps I'm remembering incorrectly. Regardless, if you reached out to him, he would 1. Probably be the most qualified person to confirm or deny the plausibility of Scar leading a clan of hyenas, and 2. Be an interesting person to talk to about the behavior and lifestyles of any of the animals he cares for. I also want to say I really enjoy the podcast, and I think more people should be listening. Have a great weekend, Dylan." That was interesting.
Yep, thanks for your email.
We actually would like to start doing interviews on here eventually. So that's like a good tip. Yeah, I would like to know if the hyena lion thing is real and what happened there.
Yeah.
And thank you, Dylan, for emailing us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would really like to have some people like this on as guests. What do you think?
Yeah, I would definitely like to have some more guests on. Sounds fun.
Mm-hmm. So that was our only email that we got today.
Yeah, and we also Calvin sent us a meme on Twitter. Hopefully be on your screen now, but it was a picture. Speaking of hyenas and lions, a hyena in the back of someone's car. It says, "I got a new puppy, ugly AF, but laughs at my jokes, so he stay."
Yeah, it was really cute. I liked the meme.
Yeah, I don't really think he's that ugly, but it's pretty funny.
Well, he's ugly if you're expecting a dog. It's like the ugly duckling. I don't think swan babies are that ugly, but it's like compared to a duckling, you're like, what is that weird creature? Okay. So should we just finish off with some comments, some comment reactions? Okay. First comment is, "Please stay real, you guys."
This is under a podcast, wasn't it?
Yeah. We'll try to stay real, right?
Yep.
Then, can you remember what this one would have been? A re-upload of a re-upload? I think this is the first time I've seen that.
Yes, the Anaconda video.
So what happened there? Why'd you have to re-upload it so many times?
Mistakes.
But I've seen plenty of mistakes on your other stuff and you didn't re-upload that. I don't know, a few, a handful.
Well, these are sort of bad mistakes.
On the same video, there was a comment that said, "You're out of control!" Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point.
And the Anaconda video?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I don't know. You're out of control, though.
I should just delete my channel. It's gone out of control.
Maybe it's a compliment.
Yeah, maybe.
Do you have any comments for me today or no?
Nope, not this time.
Okay. So, yeah, I do just want to reflect on the wild chat drawing activity a little bit. I guess from what you did was sort of like, you were the first, or you were the secondary source of a wildlife picture. Like I, as the explorer, was describing what I saw to you, and you were showing the world through your art what these creatures were. And then my version, when I was drawing, it was sort of like how the pipeline of animal drawings can go out of control. Because like one person draws something and another person bases their drawing off of the first thing. So then it's like, there's this animal and it's out there, but no one has a reference for the original thing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's really interesting to think about how maybe ideas of cryptids have evolved, and just crazy ideas that people have about animals have evolved through telephone art.
Yeah.
And that's about everything we have. This is our anniversary episode. Thank you everyone for listening.
Yep. Hope you enjoyed it. I guess we'll see you next time.
And please send us comments, email us, or comment on the YouTube video. You can email us at thewildworldpodcast@gmail.com, right? Okay.
Right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.